she's just not into sex as much as you are. There's a reality that happens in even the healthiest of marriage, and that is, she's just not into sex as much as you are. That doesn't mean that you're not enough, but it will leave you feeling confused. It'll leave you feeling rejected, unseen, because you're thinking, okay, I don't get it. Things are fine, but why is sex so low on her list? And this could really be triggering. I mean, it makes you feel like less of a man. But even in the healthiest marriages, sex is not always a priority for wives that it is for husbands. But the real damage happens when a man, especially a wounded one, takes it as rejection and then makes it mean something about his worth. It doesn't mean she's broken or you're unlovable, but it can start a wounded man down a spiral. Because here's the thing, men and women are biologically wired differently when it comes to sex. And there's several reasons that I'm not going to get terribly deep into, but let's start with testosterone. Testosterone is the primary driver of sexual desire, and men have far more testosterone than women do. So even in a perfectly healthy, loving, emotionally connected relationship, you're probably going to think about sex more often, and you'll probably prioritize it higher. And you will feel more distress when it's absent. And men often can juggle a tremendous amount of work and parenting, and just like women can, and can still keep sex near the top of the priority list, whereas many women, especially those juggling kids and work and household responsibilities and stress, push sex further down the list. And it's not because they don't care, and it's not because they don't love you. It's just their nervous system isn't registering sex as a top-level need the way yours is. And if you're in this situation, you just have to notice if you're taking it personally. Because this is where things start going off into the weeds. Because you start believing that if she wanted me, we'd have more sex. If she loved me, she'd make more of an effort. Don't interpret biology and busyness as rejection. And if you're carrying a wound, a story that says, I'm not enough, you're carrying false core beliefs from your childhood, then her low desire becomes a trigger and not just a part of life. It becomes your identity, your sense of self-worth, and then the pain that creates, it's not really about her, it's about you and your unhealed story. You choose to detach sex from your self-worth, and you make a decision that you're no longer going to let the frequency of sex or who initiated define your masculinity or your lovability. And it doesn't mean that you stop caring, it just means you stop building your identity on her level of interest and her initiation habits and her mood and her hormones and her stress level. Because when you tie your worth to her libido, you give away all your power.